You are looking live inside David E. Hastings Stadium here in Guelph. Welcome to Royals TV on a beautiful Saturday night. It is the Guelph Royals taking on the London Majors. My name is Mark Pare. I'll be taking you through tonight's action. Jacob Chappelle is my producer here this evening. Guelph Royals on a two-game losing skid, a tough loss in Welland on Thursday, and that one, it was an interesting battle between those two teams, a rematch of the IBL semifinal as well, and they piled up some runs early on. They had a 7-3 lead. Guelph would actually take the lead in the sixth with 5 runs scored, but then Welland would turn around and score 6 in the eighth to take the 13-8 victory in that one. Special shout out to Josh Williams and Garrett Takamatsu with a pair of hits. Garrett, both of those hits were of the home run variety. Well, going from hits to a lack of runs, how about the London Majors squeaking out a 1-0 victory over the Kitchener Panthers last night? Travis Keys got the start in that one, went 6 innings, gave up just 3 hits, struck out 5, gave up 3 walks as well. Skylar Janice getting the save in that one. Andy Vargas going the length for the Kitchener Panthers, 9 strikeouts in 8 innings in the loss. The London Majors at 15-10 on the season now. They find themselves in 3rd place in the Intercounty Baseball League standings, tied with Chatham-Kent. Both of them at 15-10 through 25 games, both teams playing their 26th game of the season. Tonight, Chatham-Kent is hosting Hamilton, so we'll keep an eye on that one. And for the Guelph Royals, looking at them, 11-15 on the season, they find themselves a full game back of the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are idle this evening. So a win tonight would put them within half a game of the Leafs, and that would be for 6th place in the IBL standings. Guelph standing in 7th at the moment. They are 2 games up on the Kitchener Panthers, who are playing the Welland Jackfish tonight. They are actually up 1-0 as we talk about this pregame. It was Yosuke Fuji with a home run, the lone run on the board in that one, and it's good to see for the Kitchener Panthers, if you're a Panthers fan, I should say, to actually get a run on the board, going scoreless in their last 2 games, including what has been the buzz of the IBL in the last 48 hours. Owen Boone's no-hitter, 111 pitches on Thursday nights, walked 3, struck out 6, first no-hitter through 9 innings in the IBL in the regular season since the 70s, back in 1977. But as we look at tonight's game with the Guelph Royals and the London Majors, this is, for the two teams, their second to last meeting of the season head-to-head. They'll meet again on August 8th in London. London's won 2 of 3 so far. It was a 7-0 victory for the Majors back in the season opener. Guelph would take a 5-0 decision here at home on May 31st, and London would win 2-1 in London. So it's been all home team getting it done in this season series, and if that trend continues, it would be a Guelph Royals victory here tonight, but you know that the London Majors are looking to prevent that, to say the very least. Travis Keys, Jose Arias, Skylar Janice, and Ryan Battelle, all 4 of them going in last night's game, so it'll be curious to see, what they end up using. They're going with Victor Payano on the mound tonight. And again, for the London Majors, they also will play tomorrow in Toronto. How about this? Didn't feel like I was going to say this, but a rare Sunday afternoon at Christie Pitts. Because, as we know, it's been pretty much a regular thing to have Sunday afternoon games in Toronto. It hasn't been that way as much this season, but there we are. London will be in Toronto tomorrow afternoon for a 2 o'clock start. Guelph will not play again until Tuesday when the Welland Jackfish come to town for a 7:30 start. So this might be a chance for Guelph to perhaps empty the tank, if you will. They'll have Jacob Cush on the mound. They do play again in 3 days, so a little bit of rest after tonight. But we'll see how they work that pitching staff here this evening, as they are led by some all-stars, including Garrett Takamatsu, that .325 average, 6 home runs, 23 RBI, all of them leading the team. But some head-to-head stats, the way I was looking at it here as well, just looking between London and Guelph. London and Guelph, two of the lower scoring teams in the Intercounty Baseball League. The average is a lot different. Guelph with a .237 average as a team. That is last in the Intercounty Baseball League. London, a .282 average. That is third in the IBL. So you can tell that London will get barrel to bat a little bit more often and get it in play, but when it comes to the runs, they have been reliant on that pitching staff a little bit more to try to get them over the finish line. Case in point, last night, just a 1-0 victory, getting that 1 run on the board in the 7th inning. As that was Champ Garner's RBI double that ended up making the difference in that one. Umpires are on the field. Roop Chanderdet and Dina Ramel both on the field as well. There you see the umpires for tonight's game. Jared Merkley is the home plate umpire. He's going to call the balls and strikes and is the crew chief. Ryan Jackson at first base, and Don Michelle is the third base umpire here this evening. We're getting closer to first pitch, getting closer to Canada. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be through the national anthem, and then we'll have some baseball here on a Saturday night here at Hastings Stadium. This is Royals TV. Welcome back to Royals TV, getting set for some baseball here on a Saturday night. A beautiful blue sky, not really any clouds to be seen. Mark Pare here in the broadcast booth here in the Royal City as the introductions ensue for the defense for the Guelph Royals, as they will have Jacob Cush on the mound. His first start in 8 days. Last got the start against these same majors back on July 4th. It was in a 2-1 loss. He took the loss in that one. Pitched marvelously in what was just a pitcher's duel that he had there with Victor Paiano. And, well, if that game is any indication, with Paiano also on the mound for the London Majors tonight, we could be in for a doozy here with these two hurlers going for either side. Cush struck out 7 in that one, walked 3, gave up 8 hits, but only gave up the 2 runs. One of them earned. But again, his record falling to 2-3 on the season, but that ERA still holding strong, a 2.41 ERA. 40 strikeouts, 15 walks. That's a good split that you like to see from your ace. Seems like he's starting to get into form a little bit more here. He's going longer and longer as the season has gone along. He went 8 innings in his previous start against Toronto, also a 2-1 victory. Also a 2-1 victory for the Guelph Royals. It was a 2-1 loss to the London Majors in his next start, but counted on. He went 8 innings, 5 innings before that against Brantford, 6 against Kitchener, 7 against London. So this will be the 3rd time that Jacob Cush takes on the majors here this season. He's seen a lot of them in that previous start on May 31st. Also got the victory in that one. Gave up just 5 hits in 7 innings, struck out 6. Only walked 1 in that one as well. As Cush gets ready here, with Matthew Ward in behind the plate. For those wondering, the 40 strikeouts puts Cush 7th in the Intercounty Baseball League. Just 7 pitchers in the IBL have 40 or more strikeouts. Frank Garces of the Barrie Baycats lead the way with 76. Victor Paiano also in that conversation. He's 3rd with 62 Ks and only 8 walks. And it really just goes to show as well when you look at the amount of walks issued, albeit Guelph 7th in the IBL when they're pitching, with the pitching staff giving up 121 walks combined. Cush had 15 of those walks. For the London Majors, just 88 walks given up by the pitching staff. That is 4th in the IBL. So we are ready for some ball, and it is Toby Simmons that'll step up here with that .330 average. Went 0 for 4 last night. Cush getting ready. And swing and a miss for strike 1. 7:38 Eastern. We are underway here at Hastings Stadium. 3 homers on the season, 34 hits. The Nassau, Bahamas native. Just 20 years of age. He won't be 21 until December 2nd. That one missing down and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 is going to be popped up. It's going deep and back to left field, and Ashton Patterson makes the basket catch. And there's one away. Let's take a look at the lineup for the London Majors here this evening. You just saw Toby Simmons, Francisco Fajardo coming up next, Eduardo De Olio in behind him as the catcher. Tucker Zadunik is the first baseman and a newcomer to this team. Byron Reichstein, the DH. Josh Niles, the third baseman. Champ Garner in behind him. Ken Sugi, and then Dre Amaral rounds out 1 through 9. So here's Fajardo working as the shortstop. And that one clips the inside edge for strike 1. Gets a piece of it right into the glove and out. Very quickly, Jacob Cush is up in the count here on Fajardo. Fajardo batting .316 on the year. Chopper down the line, that's going to go foul. Batting .364 on the season against the Royals. That one missing inside. Just the 5 total bases. He's got 4 for 11 against the Royals, as that one's fouled right off the facing of the grandstands here at Hastings. Former Toronto Blue Jays farmhand. The 1-2. That right there is just trying to make contact with the baseball to waste the pitch. Very quickly, the count still at 1-2, but Cush, the pitch count running up into the double digits already here with just the 1 away. Good long at bat here for Fajardo. He's having himself quite the month of June, going into the month of July. 6-game hitting streak. That one's a strike right on the inside edge. First strikeout of the ball game for Cush. And there's 2 away. And you notice on Cush there, working the inside quite a bit there on Fajardo, and just froze him up on that last one. Good break, delivery right onto the inside, tried to pick the corner and got the call there, and that'll set things up for the catcher, Eduardo De Olio. Down and, well, just down for ball number 1. De Olio just batting .200 against the Royals this season. Puts that one high, deep to center field. It's got legs. It's going back and right against the fence is J.D. Williams. Takes away the long ball from Eduardo De Olio, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 they go. And we'll go to the home half of the first with this game scoreless. And that right there, 14 pitches for Cush. Had a lengthier at-bat from Fajardo. I think he had about 8 of those 14 pitches just in that at-bat alone. But a long fly ball to deep center. And J.D. Williams stepped right into it and was able to get the out. Before we go, let's go to the defense for the Guelph Royals, who you just saw in that inning. Ashton Patterson, J.D. Williams, Andy Leader, working from left to right. Mark Nellis, LaRue, Gallo, Takamatsu, that's the infield, and it's Matthew Ward in behind Jacob Cush this evening as we turn things over the other way. And it is going to be Victor Paiano, IBL All-Star. Was the leading vote getter for his division. And for good reason, just a .211 average. 9th start of the season, 10th appearance overall. Last appearance, as mentioned before, part of that July 4th game against the Guelph Royals. Went 8 innings in that one. Gave up just 5 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, didn't walk anybody. And again, he's kept those walks down quite a bit. Just the 8 walks this year. He had 18 a season ago. So something you really like to see if you're a London Majors fan is just keeping those bases on balls down and keeping guys off the base path. Payano with a 3-1 record this year. 55 and a third innings pitched. He's had some pretty quality starts here, especially in the last 5 games. 6 runs given up in the last 5 games combined. Not too shabby, Mr. Payano. But you know the Guelph Royals want something to say about that one as they look to snap this mini 2-game slide. J.D. Williams, the batter. Squared up to bunt, but it's going to be ball 1 anyway. J.D. batting .283 on the season. That one inside. Williams tried to sell ball, but it's going to go in for a strike. Hits in his last 6 ball games, 7 of his last 8. That one missing on the outside. Went 2 for 5 in Welland, including a double just a couple of days ago. The 2-1 put into right field. It's got legs, but it's got too much air underneath it, and Ken Sugi will make the catch. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Guelph Royals this evening. J.D. Williams, who you just saw, is the leadoff. Brando LaRue, and behind him, Matthew Ward, then Garrett Takamatsu. Andy Leader, the right fielder. Ethan Hammond, the DH. Mark Nellis and Jordan Gallo, a pair of junior players, are the 7 and 8 batters. And then Ashton Patterson coming up the rear in the 9-hole tonight for the Royals, as that one's fouled back right to the batting cages here at Hastings Stadium. You know, Brando's looking to get back into the swing of things. He's starting to get there again, just batting .200, but he's on a 3-game hitting streak. Very good to see from the shortstop. If you're a Guelph Royals fan, is trying to get LaRue going. The 0-2 upstairs. The 4th-year player. Long time Guelph Royal. That one upstairs yet again, 2-2. And you can see the patience there as Payano's trying to work the top of the zone. Perhaps maybe looking for a swing and a whiff, but I don't think LaRue is going to be swinging from there if they're going upstairs like that. Swing and a miss. Made me eat my words right there. A high fastball, and LaRue goes down swinging. 2 away here in the first. Let's take a look at the defense for the London Majors this evening. Playing in behind Victor Payano, Champ Garner, Toby Simmons, and Ken Sugi in the outfield from left to right. Josh Niles is the 3rd baseman. Francisco Fajardo at short. Dre Amaral at second. Tucker Zadunik is at first, and Eduardo De Olio is catching Payano. Swing and a miss from Ward. Batting .284 on the season. Hitless in his last 3 ball games, though, and seen that average dip down a little bit. Not by too much, though. Before this slide, he was at .328. It slid down now to a .284. Packed crowd here on a Saturday night here at Hastings Stadium. Really good to see. The lefty Piano gets set, looking for the payoff to get out of the inning. Swing and a miss, he got him. Pair of strikeouts for Victor Piano, and we're through one here at Hastings Stadium. The London Majors and the Guelph Royals scoreless after one. We'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere. This is Royals TV.
Number 44, Tucker Zadunik.
Tucker Zadunik leading things off here for the London Majors as we welcome you back inside Hastings Stadium here in Guelph. Former Ottawa Titan getting released on June 3rd. Now a member of the Majors organization. Now I'm missing downstairs for ball one. Into his 17th game of the season. And he has been very consistent for this Majors team. Hits in his last 7 and hits in 8 of his last 10 overall. That one missing upstairs. In fact, when you talk about the model of consistency, only 3 of the previous 16 games that he has played in the IBL, Zadunik has not gotten a hit. That one's going to go in for a strike. Started to slow down by his standards as the career has gone along. Started red hot. Puts that one deep in, and that is another hit onto the ledger for Tucker Zadunik as his stretch continues here for the London Majors. Make it hits in 14 of 17 IBL games. And now hits in 8 straight. And he's not doing it with a lot of power, no. In fact, he's just got the 5 extra base hits. Couple of doubles, couple of home runs. As Rambo will foul that one off. Got a triple as well against Welland back on June 20th. Byron Reichstein batting .277 on the season. The 0-1. Flying into left field. Patterson peels over. He makes the grab. Good tracking there from Ashton Patterson. Was fighting the sun, it seemed like, as he was running over, peeling over towards the foul line. But he was able to get over and make the grab, and there's one away. Here's Josh Niles, batting .250 on the season. That'll go in for strike one on the St. Thomas native. 5th year in the IBL, former Hamilton Cardinal. The runner's going to go, but that one's going to be fouled off the grandstand. And it's an 0-2 count here on the third baseman. Niles 1 for 3 against Kitchener yesterday. Hits in 3 of his last 4. Popped up into the right field. Andy Leader will get underneath it and make the grab. And that'll set up Champ Garner, batting .200 in the season series. And batting .254 on the season. His 2nd year in the IBL. Batting right around where he was a season ago. He hit .267 last year. Laces that one down the right field line. It's going to go foul. Struggled in the playoffs, though, for the majors. Played in those 3 games. That 3-game loss to the eventual champion Barrie Bay Cats. He was 0 for 7 in that series. Throw over to first, not in time. You can call him Hollywood from Los Angeles, California. He'll foul that one back off the screen. In fact, lives in Cali, but is a dual citizen, so that's the reason why he's not counted as an import on this majors team. Kusher setting up for the 0-2. That one right on over to the second baseman, Gallo. Over to second, they'll get the force out. And that'll do it. Zadunik retired on the 4-6. Garner with the fielder's choice, but no harm, no foul for Jacob Cush, who is through 2 here at Hastings Stadium here in Guelph. So far so good for Cush. 27 pitches in. Right around where you want to see him, that average of between 12 to 15 to keep him around for a lengthier amount of time. You want to see him go a little bit longer, but as I explained before, you don't play until Tuesday, so if Cush does run into a little bit of trouble, it's not like you have a game tomorrow and you burn through your arms and all of a sudden you have nobody for a Sunday game. So kind of a good situation here for the Guelph Royals here so far, starting Cush here tonight. But they got some help coming up. I've already talked at length about Claudio Custodio coming into the rotation. Hasn't arrived yet. But also signing Chris Lazar. Came up on the IBL page earlier on that Chris Lazar, formerly of the Barrie Bay Cats, formerly of the Welland Jackfish, formerly of the Hamilton Cardinals, is making the move here to the Guelph Royals organization. Started as a starter, but has since really become a dependable bullpen arm, although he did struggle a little bit this season with the Pare Baycats. And the move is just out of necessity. The guy doesn't live in the Pare area. He actually lives closer to Guelph than anything. So he's able to come play for the Royals organization and help them toward an IBL championship. Here's Garrett Takamatsu. Leads the team with a .325 average. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Just tried to get the barrel onto it, but some good heat there from Victor Payano. Garrett with 6 home runs on the season, 23 RBI. Of course, 2 of those home runs coming just 48 hours ago. The 0-2, swing and a miss. 3 pitches, 3 whiffs. Victor Payano shuts down the former MVP. And that is 3 straight strikeouts for Payano here in this game. And that'll set the table for Andy Leader, batting .207 on the season. Chopper stays in play. Niles gets it over to first and in time to record the out, second out of the inning. Good hustle there from Josh Niles. And those are one of those dangerous hoppers. Again, it bounces off the ground and it goes high into the sky. And as an infielder, you have to wait for that one to come down. So when that happens, you're wondering about the legs of the runner going towards first. And the pressure builds, but just a good job there by Niles to get right to it and get it over to first in time. Here's Ethan Hammond, missing down and away. The Oakville native, former second-team All-Star. The 1-0, laced high and down the line. It's foul, and it's going to go out of play. Champ Garner went a long way to try to track that ball down, but there's no full stop down that line, folks. Again, it's no fencing here at Hastings Stadium. Other side of the track is out of bounds, and Champ went a long way out of bounds in order to track the baseball down. Here's the 1-1. Fouled and off the mask. And good job here by Jared Merkley to just go over to Payano to give the baseball and give DiOlio a moment here to breathe. As you can hear it from here, just that unmistakable sound of baseball to plastic. The 1-2, well inside. Evens the count of 2-2. Hammond, 228 on the season, as mentioned. Hits in his last 2 outings. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Payano has mowed through the second inning. He's got 4 strikeouts, all of them of the swinging strikeout variety. And that's going to do it here for the second inning. We'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere. This is Royals TV. We're still scoreless here at Hastings.
Get ready, Hamilton. It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game. Grab your tickets now at HamiltonCardinals.com. Because this summer, the stars shine brightest in Hamilton.
Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up.
Hardline drive up the middle. Whoa! Lindor out of nowhere. How did he do that?
That Lindor can play. I don't know about that hair. And don't get me started on those gloves.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's time for a revolution.
The Ref 1X by Rollins.
Welcome back to Royals TV. Mark Pare here in the broadcast booth. Ken Sugi, the batter here, as Jacob Cush will face the 8, the 9, and the 1 here for the London Majors in the third. Sugi, Amaral, and Simmons. That one's laced into left center, and that's a base hit. Ken Sugi now 1 for 1, and he's on to lead things off here for the London Majors. And that'll set up
The second baseman, number 41.
for the Cambridge native, Dre Amaral. And it's good to see with Amaral, too. He's getting a lot more time here with the Majors organization. Throw over to first, not in time. And went to his 16th game of the season. He is just batting 152, but good to see him get the time here to try to shore up his swing and not try to become a regular here in the Intercounty Baseball League. Spent 2023 with the Panthers organization. The runner's going to go, throw into second, and he safe. Taking his time there was Don Michelle. The ball came in time. It looked like he applied the tag from here. And now time's going to be called here. And they're just going to dust off home plate. But a stolen base for Ken Sugi. It sure as heck looked like the baseball got there in time. Maybe it's one of those trick plays where you get to the bag and you just kind of avoid the tag as you go and put your hand or your foot in. That one's going to miss inside. Amaral 1 for 3 against Guelph just over a week ago. Check over on Sugi, the 3-0. It's going to clip in for a strike. Well, London last in the IBL with 34 stolen bases, 34 for 54 on the season, just 63%. Couldn't tell there with Sugi with the stolen base. The 3-1, that one is going to be ball 4, and he'll take the walk. He squared up to bunt to try to drop it down, but home plate umpire Jared Merkley says that one missed the zone and he didn't go around. So here we go with Toby Simmons up to bat. Nobody out here for the majors. Drops the bunt down, but it goes foul. Simmons a fly out to left field his last time up. First pro from the Bahamas to play in the Intercounty Baseball League. That bright red bat. I know a lot of these players get custom bats. Tries to drop the bunt again. He drops it down the first base line. Nobody over at first, and they'll go it over to third, and he got him. And Roop Chanderdat not thrilled about it. Good throw over to third, and they'll get the force out. Ken Sugi retired. And that is key there for the Guelph Royals, getting the lead batter. Keeps the situation the same as the last batter. But here's Francisco Fajardo, one away now with runners on first and second. That one missing inside. Pitch count getting up there. Starting to get up there with Jacob Cush in this inning. Foul back. Big stolen base threat is Fajardo. You don't want to get him on. Perhaps get a ground ball and try to get a double play here if you're the Royals. Check over to Amaral on second. That one's laced high into left field and caught there by Ashton Patterson. Everybody will stay put as he throws that one back into the infield, 2 away. It's a third fly ball to left field here in this game. And here is Eduardo De Olio.
The catcher, number 26, Eduardo De Olio.
He's 32 years of age. Into his third year in the Intercounty Baseball League. Batting .340 on the season. That's second on the team. Check swing, and that one's going to go over to second. Fielded by Gallo, and he can't make the play. Bobbles the ball, and a run comes in to score. London takes the 1-0 lead. A bit of a mishap there, as that was kind of more of an excuse-me swing from De Olio. It got into play, and they just could not make the play over at second. And London has gotten on the board here. So runners on the corners for Tucker Zadunik, who's already got a single in this game. That one misses downstairs. So the error is going to be charged to the second baseman on that play, so De Olio doesn't get a hit out of it. The 1-0, chopped down the line, foul into a crowd of people that's down there. A lot of people down the sidelines here at Hastings Stadium here tonight. Good to see a big, big crowd enjoying some baseball. Cush deals the 1-1. That one missing upstairs. former Okotoks dog. Spent 4 years out west with Okotoks. The 2-1, that one missing outside. Also played collegiately at Reinhardt University. Look over at third base. The delivery down the line, and that is a fair ball. An RBI single could be a double. No, he's going to put on the brakes, and it's a 2-0 game. The London Majors get a pair of runs here in the third inning, and the latest one, an RBI single from Tucker Zadunik, and here comes Dino Ramel. And he's not walking towards his pitcher. He's walking over towards the first base umpire, Ryan Jackson. And I think they're going to have a meeting with all three umpires here. And they're wondering if this was a foul ball or a fair ball. And you can hear what the fans think of that. They think it's a foul ball. And here comes Roop Chanderdad. He can't believe it. They just reversed the call. It is still 1-0. And Roop is incensed. Him and Jared Merkley, you can see them. Center of your screen, folks. You can see the two of them. So Zadunik will have to go back into the batter's box. So the call is reversed. It was a foul ball. And Zadunik will have to come back. Runners remain on the corners. How about that for a turn of events? Not only you take away a hit, you take away a run. And now Cush can reset. And here's the full count. Swing and a miss. He got him. And that'll do it for the inning. A big turn of events. It was supposed to be 2-0 on an RBI single from Tucker Zadunik, but the call reversed. And it's just a one-run game as the Royals trail the Majors just 1-0 here in this one. And you saw how incensed Roop Chanderdad was on the play. This is where you have to kind of settle it down now and figure out how you want to, move forward with this 1-0 lead. You still have the 1-0 lead. So let's take a look at what we have seen come out from the Intercounty Baseball League so far. With the All-Star Showdown coming up on Sunday, July 20th. There you see them, the North starters, the South starters, the reserves on both sides as well. You see from the North, you have Garrett Takamatsu in there for the Guelph Royals. For the South, it is Victor Payano starting on the mound for them. And Toby Simmons is in there, as well as Josh Niles. Byron Reichstein is in there as the DH. Whole lot of South reserves as well getting voted in. Congratulations to all of them that'll be going to the All-Star Showdown again Sunday, July 20th. But they may not be the only ones going on July 20th. Still a chance to vote in your last chance person to get into the action. There you see the 10 gentlemen that are in that conversation for the last chance voting.
Here at Hastings,
Again, votes are due on Monday nights, 11:59 p.m. Francisco Fajardo for the South for the London Majors, and J.D. Williams looking for your last chance vote for the North, as that's bunted down, over, and they can't make the play. As Mark Nellis gets on to lead things off here in the bottom of the third. Not going to be a no-no in this game. As Nellis, we've seen that a lot from him, where he just drops the barrel down, and that breakout speed that he has right out of the box. Good job by him to get on base. And here's Jordan Gallo now. Gallo swings and misses. Gallo, despite being a junior, into his 14th game of the season, batting .300 on the year. Piano deals, trying to drop the bunt down. It goes in front of DeOlio. He's going to run over to second, and he is out. Nellis came off the bag after sliding into second, and the tag was applied. The bobble for a moment was enough for Nellis to take off, but he slid just too far off of second base, and you saw him trying to stretch back out to try to get a piece of the bag to stay in, but just could not get there, and he is retired. The 1-1 inside on Gallo. Already some excitement here on a Saturday night between these two teams. The 2-1, check swing, right over to Niles, over to first in time. And there's two away here in the bottom half of the third. Should mention as well, if you are looking for that last chance voting opportunity, theibl.ca/vote is the way to go. Fajardo and Williams looking for your ballot. They're on opposite teams, so you can actually vote for both of them if you wanted to. Again, theibl.ca/vote. As Patterson chops that one foul. Getting set up for the 0-1. That one goes in for a strike. Well, Patterson doing a heck of a lot better against lefty pitching, of course, with that lefty-lefty matchup. Batting .267 against lefties this year. It's the right-handed pitchers that have given him fits. Patterson just batting .75 on the season against right-handed pitching. Comes the 0-2 from Piano. Put up high. Shallow left field. Who's going to get to it? It's going to drop. Patterson gets on board with two away. As Patterson's success against lefties continue. And that's just, again, that Bermuda Triangle type of play where you have Garner coming in, Fajardo's going out as well to try to make that grab, and it's just falling too quickly for either of them to really say definitively, hey, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. JD over to Fajardo, over to second for the force out, and that'll do it.
No runs
So a Mark Nellis single, caught stealing later on, coming off the bag. A little bit more excitement here in the third inning. But it remains 1-0 London as we go to break. Stay with us. This is Royals TV. Welcome back to Royals TV. Byron Reichstein set to lead things off here for the London Majors, who have a 1-0 lead. Jacob Cush into it, and that one's going to hit Rambo right on the leg. And Reichstein will get on base. Stood there stoically, as Rambo usually does, and he was just waiting for a pitch and looked like it was going to hit him. He knew it, it seemed like, and said, you know what, I'm going to take this. Didn't really make an attempt to move. As here's Josh Niles with a runner on board. Squared up to bunt, but it hits the outside edge anyway for strike one. Niles a fly out to right field his last time up. Throw over to first, not in time. Three other games happening in the IBL today. One of them has gone final. Barrie 6, Brantford 5. That one decided in 10 innings. That one missed, according to the home plate umpire, for ball number 1. It was a sac fly from Austin Boylan that ended up being the deciding run, as that one's put into left field. A base hit here for Josh Niles. Other games in the IBL today, rather low scoring, in fact, the other two games. Chatham and Hamilton doing battle at Fergie Jenkins Field. That game is now 3-1 in the top of the 5th. Just a second to go. Tyler Duncan hitting a 2-run home run. And that a 3-1 ball game. The other one in Welland, it's 4-1 for the Jackfish over the Kitchener Panthers. Bunt dropped down, and that one is going to be, oh no. Champ Garner dropped the bunt down, and Garrett Takamatsu came in to run for it, and he actually tripped over the ball, knocked it away from Cush, who wanted to make the play. That's just a miscommunication there from the Royals defense. And just like that, the bases are loaded with nobody out, and Ken Sugi will come up to bat. Those things happen, it seems. Waiting for the official scoring play on that one. I'd imagine that it'll either be a single or an error charged to Takamatsu over at first. Because again, if Tak's running through that and the play is Jacob Cush going to the ball as well, there isn't really anybody covering first in that play either, as that one misses outside. So Garner will get the single. So a pair of singles here in this inning. Swing and a miss for strike 2. London hitting .267 on the year with the bases loaded. No grand slams on their ledger as of yet. Cush sets the 1-2. Lace down the line, foul. Down the left field side. Ironically, the other way. London has given up a grand slam home run this season. Cush getting set again. The 1-2, strike 3. Suga goes down looking. That's a big out. And now's an opportunity here where you have Dre Amaral coming up to bat. You cannot let this one go back up to Toby Simmons here in this inning. You need to get a double play ball here, if anything. Reichstein on third, Niles on second, Garner on first. That one's popped back and out of play. A lot of young ones here tonight have gone chasing for these baseballs, and there's been a lot of wasted pitches in this one. A whole lot of free freezies being given out here at Hastings Stadium. That one missing downstairs. Good job there by Ward to keep that one in front of him, or else a run's going to come in to score. Pitch number 58 incoming here from Cush. Checks over at third. That's right across for a strike. I mean, if he's continuing to pound the strike zone with success here, if you are Jacob Cush, he might not even need to turn 2, although ideally you wouldn't mind doing that to just get out of the situation a lot quicker. Right over to second. Gallo throw to first in time. They'll get the out. But the Majors get one on the board to make it 2-0. As Jordan Gallo knocked that baseball down, couldn't recover enough to get Garner over at second. And that's just a heads-up play, knowing, okay, you know what? Don't force it over to second. Get the out where you can get it. Sacrifice the run for the out. And that puts the runners on second and third, back to the top of the order for Toby Simmons. Puts that one high. A charge into it down the left field line. Patterson can't get to it in time. Patterson going a ways away to go chasing after that baseball. It actually landed in foul territory in play. Just landed on the track. Not too far away from out of bounds. We'll have to try again with an 0-1 count. Missing upstairs. Simmons 0 for 2 here tonight. Former Miami Marlin playing in their farm system for 3 seasons. Good pitch there from Cush for strike number 2. Looking for the payoff. Holds off on the swing. Did he go around? No, he did not. Appeal over to Don Michelle, the third base umpire, and he says no, he's safe. And evens the count at 2-2. Cush will try to put him away here yet again. The 2-2 missing outside, full count. To note here as well, Simmons has struck out in each of his last 7 outings. He has struck out twice in his last 3. So while the average has been up there quite a bit, the strikeouts, something to be desired. In fact, 6th, tied for 5th in the IBL with 28 strikeouts. Here on the season, Yosuke Fuji at 32 leads the pack. The 3-2, swing and a miss. Simmons goes down swinging, and that'll do it. To the home half of the 4th we go here at Hastings Stadium. And that's a good recovery there from Jacob Cush. Had the bases loaded. Started out problematic by hitting Byron Reichstein on the leg, his first pitch of the inning. The singles from Niles and Garner. And if it wasn't for that hard hit ball to Jordan Gallo, who did his darndest to settle it down, if he had enough time to turn 2, this game would remain 1-0. But alas, an extra bit of cushion for Victor Payano, who has thrown 32 pitches in this game so far. So he is just getting those warm-ups in. And again, Payano is one of the best in the league this season. As mentioned before, 8 innings his last outing. usually balances between 6, 7 innings for the most part. Went 5 against Chatham Kent on June 27th. Here's Brando LaRue, his second time at the plate. That'll go across for a strike. 4 strikeouts for Payano here in this game. The guy picks him up by the dozens. The 0-1, that one missing on the outside. Brando hitting .375 against lefties this year. In fact, the entire offense here for the Royals hit better against lefties than against righties. They hit .262 against lefties this year, hitting just .228 against righties. Not a huge difference, but a difference nonetheless. The 1-2. Chopper. That one grabbed there by Fajardo. Throw over to first and not in time. Baseball didn't even get into the glove of Zadunik. And that's an infield hit there for Brando. Hard hit ball there. Fajardo with a heck of a play. But LaRue just too quick down the line. So Matthew Ward now stepping in here. He was also a strikeout victim in the first. Downstairs, 1-0. Ward, a big job for him here. The delivery, that one missing on the outside. Ward voted in as a reserve for the North Division. Congratulations to him. His entry into the All-Star Showdown in Hamilton. The 2-0, the runner's going to go, and that one's sent high and playable, though, and LaRue's going to have to get back as the catch is made by Toby Simmons in center field. Good hard hit ball there by Ward. But it stays in the ballpark. And this will bring up Garrett Takamatsu. His 7th year in the league, second with the Royals. Hits the outside edge for strike one. When you talk about lefties versus righties, Garrett's hitting .333 against lefties, hitting .340 against righties. So it doesn't really matter if it's left or right. Garrett has been consistent all season long. Throw it to first, not in time. Garrett looking to keep this stretch. Three hits in 3 of his last 4. Looking to keep that stretch alive. He's just going to take some time here. Missed a little bit of time. Just about a week and a half or so in late June. Throw over to second base and not in time. Getting in safely is Brando LaRue. A good throw, was on line, but LaRue got a really good jump. And this will put a runner in scoring position here for the first time tonight for the Royals. What can they do with it? Missing outside, 2-1. Runners in scoring position. Tack hitting .444 on the season. 14 RBI with a runner in scoring position here this season. The runner's going to go, and no throw over to third base. That's going to be a strike, though, as Brando LaRue puts himself 90 feet away. Fans starting to get in full throat here at Hastings Stadium. Tack 0 for 1. The 2-2. Line foul. In behind the Majors dugout. You can see this base stealing ability of the Royals, more particularly Brando LaRue. Who is now 9 for 9 on the season. The 2-2 down the line, and that's a foul ball. So again, Brando LaRue, a perfect 9 for 9 on the season on stolen bases. That 78% rate as a team is going to go up a little bit. Although Nellis was caught stealing back in the third inning, so it might drop that down a little bit. Probably not by much, though. Infielders playing in, and that one's going to be fouled off. Tack just needs a blooper here to put a run on the board. All four infielders playing toward the grass in the infield, trying to cut off that run at home or just keep LaRue on third. The 2-2. That one's put into play and caught by Simmons. The runner's going to go, throw into home, and it hits the helmet of Brando LaRue. He's safe, and the Royals are on the board. And time is going to be called here, as that was a dart from Toby Simmons coming in to try to tag LaRue. Was Eduardo De Olio, and it was the baseball that hit the head of LaRue as he was sliding into home. So call it a sac fly for Garrett. And it looks like Brando's going to be all right. A scary moment there, but the Royals get on the board.
Your right fielder, number 11, Andy Leader.
And that right there is why you steal bases, folks. Now, the trainer's going to come out to home plate. And I think they might be looking for something. I don't know if there was a contact that was lost. Brando looks like he's going to be all right, just getting an extra check there from the trainer. Maybe with some jewelry that fell off on the slide. But 2 away here in the fourth, and it's 2-1. A sac fly from Garrett Takamatsu driving in Brando LaRue. And that'll go across for strike one. And again, LaRue putting himself into a great position there. Steals second, gets a good jump, goes over to third without a throw whatsoever. Had a great jump on Piano. Inside for a strike, paints the inside edge. So the infield playing more to traditional depth now. Andy 0 for 1. Right on the outside edge, strike 3, another strikeout for Victor Paiano. But the Royals get one on the board. It's 2-1 as we go to break. Stay with us. The Royals trail by 1 here at Hastings Stadium on a Saturday night. You are watching Royals TV. Welcome back to Royals TV as we head to the 5th here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph. The London Majors with a 2-1 lead on the Guelph Royals here. London taking a 2-0 lead, runs in each of their last 2 innings, and the Royals just putting one up in the home half of the 4th. Here's Francisco Fajardo taking on Jacob Cush. Pitch number 66 on the evening goes for strike 1. Fajardo 0 for 2. Right on over to Gallo, over to first in time to record the out. Fajardo is 0 for 3 now. Doing it 3 different ways, in fact. A strikeout, a fly out, and now a ground out. And that'll set up Eduardo De Olio. Who again was part of that play at the plate. I really don't know what LaRue was looking for. It's either a contact or some jewelry, one of the two. Although I think if it was jewelry, you probably would have spotted it by now. Right on the outside edge for strike 1. Eddie is 0 for 2. Down the line, foul. Well, if you are here at Hastings Stadium, it's one of the more unique ballparks where you can just bring out your lawn chairs and just sit down the outfield lines. And there you see it on the screen. Upstairs. Yeah, bring out the lawn chairs. Have some fun. Bring the kids out. It's always a good time here at Hastings Stadium here in Guelph. The 1-2 popped up. Later, camping underneath it, shading towards right center, and he'll make the catch, 2 away. And this is what you need if you are Cush. Get some of these quicker innings. Faced 6 batters in his last inning. Would love to get a 1-2-3 here. Quicker these innings go, the less of a threat of those bigger innings to come, as that one goes in for strike one on Tucker Zadunik. A single and a strikeout. Thought he had an RBI single his last time up, but the call was reversed. It was laced down the first base line, initially called fair. Dino Ramel, the field manager for Guelph, comes out, argues it. The umpires got together. They reversed the call. And naturally, Roop Chanderdad, who was down the third base line, immediately comes in showing his displeasure. A heated conversation, though he stays in the ballgame. The 0-2 popped up deep into center field, and J.D. Williams shades over to make the catch. Just what the doctor ordered, a 1-2-3 inning. And we head to the home half of the fifth. And the Royals just looking to get back on the board yet again. They scored a run in the last inning. And for Jacob Cush, that was just 9 pitches needed to get out of the inning. So, again, up to 74 pitches on the evening. You get some momentum out of the last inning with that run. You stretch out Victor Payano a little bit. And as we talked about, the Royals pitch well against lefties. Yes, Victor Payano is one of the better pitchers in the league, but overall they bat well against left-handed pitching. And they're looking to put more damage on the board. Payano up to 50 pitches on the night. It'll be Ethan Hammond, Mark Nellis, and Jordan Gallo due up here for the Royals. Quickly, let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. 2 other games happening currently. In fact, one of them has actually just gone final. The Welland Jackfish eke out a 4-3 win over the Kitchener Panthers. It was 4-1. Kitchener scoring 2 in the 9th. But they were unable to get that third one, as they get a pair of runs on Davy Mendez, which is not an easy thing to do. But again, the Welland Jackfish take the 4-3 victory. The other one in the top of the 6th, Hamilton with a 3-1 lead on Chatham-Kent at Fergie Jenkins. That goes in for strike one. As mentioned, Guelph will be off tomorrow. They'll host Welland here on Tuesday in their next game. London in Toronto tomorrow. Swing and a miss. Hammond struck out swinging his last time up. Cues that one off the end of the bat. It's going to go into shallow left, and it drops. Off the edge of the glove of Francisco Fajardo, who listed into shallow left center. Off the tip of the glove and onto the ground. And Ethan Hammond gets on with a leadoff single here in the 5th. So here's Mark Nellis. Hit a single in the 3rd, caught stealing 2nd. Squared up to bunt there. And you can see the infielders really paying attention to that bunt. Niles down the third base side, already into the grass here. The middle infielders playing at traditional depth. That one is going to go into right field. Base hit for Nellis. A pair of singles to lead off the 5th here for the Royals, as they start to get the wheels turning here against Victor Payano and the the majors.
Your second baseman, number 23, Jordan Gallo.
Jordan Gallo 0 for 1. A deep ball into the gap would tie this ball game because Hammond does have some wheels. Squared up to bunt. Both Niles and Zadunik playing into the grass, and Fajardo came right over to the third baseman, Niles. A quick word to him to try to figure this one out. Outside infielders playing well in on the grass, waiting for this bunt attempt. That one plays inside, and the runners will advance. Good cheeky strategy there from the Guelph Royals. All the attention paid to Jordan Gallo at the plate. Nobody pays attention to Hammond and Nellis, and both of them move up to second and third, respectively. So a double steal, putting 2 runners in scoring position now, and all the infielders playing into the grass here now. Payano deals the 1-1. Chopper. Payano gets to it, throw over to first, and he's out. A hard throw to Zadunik at first base. And Gallo is retired on the 1-3. That's a good pitch from Payano. Draw the ground ball, a high chopper. Very soft contact made. Hammond will stay on third. Nellis remains on second. Infielder still on the grass. Chopper off the foot. And we'll go in behind home plate. Ashton Patterson, the batter. 1 for 1. Singled in the third. Was later stranded there. Big moment here for the Royals. Inside for ball number 1. Just trying to push Patterson off the plate there. Again, the lefty-lefty battle. Hammond has had the number of lefties all season. The 1-1. Right over, throw to home, and he is out at the plate. It remains 2-1. Trying to get home was Ethan Hammond, but good throw there from Fajardo. And Ashton Patterson will reach on the fielder's choice.
Your center fielder, number 8, J.D.
So back to the top of the order we go. With runners on first and second. And now a meeting of the minds as Roop Chanderdak comes out to have a conversation with the infield. Again, 2 away here in the 5th. The Royals threatening and starting to figure out Victor Payano a little bit here in this inning. Mound visit's going to be charged here as sign is made from the home plate umpire, and curious to see what the line will look like here for the majors. And the way they're going to play JD here, very speedy, is JD Williams. Amaral playing very close to second base, just trying to keep the runner on. That'll go in for a strike. If JD can really just turn on the baseball and put it the other way, there is a large gap in between first and second here. Upstairs. 1-1 count here on Williams, who is 0 for 2 on the night. Flew out to right field, is back in the first. Reached on a fielder's choice in the third. JD, chopper down the line, foul. Expect a big battle here as JD just looking to get somebody home to tie this ball game. Check on over at second. Piano paying extra attention there. That one's into the dirt. And not the biggest of sample sizes, the 3 games that these two teams have played. JD has only played in 2 of them. 1 for 8 on the season. Thinking about going over to second, trying to keep Mark Nellis on. He hasn't really started threatening over towards third base, but Piano's paying extra attention to him. The 2-2. Chopper. That one gets over the head and into the outfield. Circling around home is Nellis. No throw home. We're tied at 2. An RBI single from J.D. Williams. Over the head of Piano. Into the outfield. And that'll wake up the crowd here at Hastings Stadium. As a runner comes across for the second straight inning. And this will bring up Brando LaRue. It's 1 for 2, has scored a run in this game. Curious to see with 2 out if they think about the double steal here. JD's got those legs over at first, but there's a runner on second. They won't need it. That one's going down, and it drops. Circling around third, Patterson coming in, and he is safe. It gets to the backstop. The runners will advance. The Royals take a 3-2 lead. Another single, this time from Brando LaRue. That is 4 singles, 4 base hits here for the Royals in this inning. Really getting on the case of Victor Piano.
Your catcher, number 10, Matthew Ward.
And imagine there's going to be an error charged, possibly to Toby Simmons, or perhaps even Eduardo De Olio on the throw that allows the runners to advance on that one. But nonetheless, 2 runners in scoring position here for the Royals, and they are cooking with Matthew Ward coming up to the plate, who is 0 for 2 on the night. De Olio sets up more outside. Ward will pop that one out of play. And about 2 dozen kids go running after it. Ward a strikeout and a flyout. He laced one high to center field. It was caught by Simmons. That was the first out of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss for strike 2 on Wardo. The former MAC tournament MVP when he was with Niagara. The 0-2. Missing outside, 1-2. He's played himself again into a all-star nod, though hitless in his last 3. Dolio setting up outside. That one's off the edge of the bat and out of play as it hits the net in behind home plate. There's an all-star walking across the screen. Setting up again here for the 1-2. Bit of a slider there from Piano, but he just missed. Not by much, though. Trying again. Chopper down the line. Foul. As Ward really fighting. And it's a 2-2 count here with 2 away. Runners on second and third. Another one wasted. 8th pitch of the at-bat to come here to Ward. As he continues to run up the pitch count here on Victor Piano. It's up to 24 pitches in this inning. The 2-2. Down the line, another foul ball. 9th pitch of the at-bat incoming. Excellent battling here from Matthew Ward. Piano taking his time. The 2-2, another one wasted. A double-digit AB here for Ward. Not making it easy to get out of the inning here for Piano. Big gap between the left and center fielders. Can turn on this one and drive both runs home. And Ward's going to call for time. Piano gets set. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. But the throw over to first is in time to complete the out. A 10-pitch at-bat. Excellent job by Matthew Ward. But Piano gets out of it. But not before 2 runs coming to score for the Royals, who have taken a 3-2 lead here on the London Majors. We'll be back after this with the 6th inning here from Hastings Stadium, live on Royals TV.
Get ready, Hamilton. It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Pare Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game. Grab your tickets now at HamiltonCardinals.com, because this summer, the stars shine brightest in Hamilton.
looking for a hero? Well, look up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up.
Hardline drive up the middle. Whoa! Lindor out of nowhere. How did he do that?
That Lindor can play. I don't know about that hair. And don't get me started on those gloves.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's time for a revolution.
The ref won X by wrongs.
Welcome back to Royals TV as we get set for the 6th inning here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph. The Royals taking a 3-2 lead, a pair of runs in that 5th inning. And Byron Reichstein will start things off here for the London Majors. One of 2 runs to come across here tonight. He'll take for strike 1 from Jacob Cush. He and Payano relatively even in the pitch count. The 0-1 laced into center field, a base hit from Rambo. And that's his first hit of the ball game. Didn't really wait too much. But Reichstein now 1 for 2 on the game. Was hit by a pitch his last time up. Here's Josh Niles, who is 1 for 2. His batting average around .258 now as of the last two at-bats. Squaring up to bunt, but it'll miss for ball 1. The alumnus of Canisius College, Chopper LaRue, throw over to first, and in time he got him. What a throw from Brando. He had to go a long way to retrieve that baseball. And a good job as well from Takamatsu, stretching out to keep his foot on the bag. Is able to scoop it up. Reichstein will advance to second, but there's 1 out. And that'll bring up Champ Garner. In for ball 1. And we'll take a look at the standings in the middle of the inning. A little bit of movement after a couple of games have gone final. We'll have to wait a little bit longer as that's a base hit. Rambo will not get the wave. Throw to home allows Garner with a heads-up play to get into second base. Excellent heads-up there from Garner. And Reichstein will advance to third. It'll be a single and then an advancing to second base. Call it defensive indifference on that one. Just a really good play there from Garner to recognize the situation. Now a little bit of trouble here for Jacob Cush. As again, with Garner going to second, that takes away the double play ball perhaps. Swing and a miss for Ken Sugi, who is 1 for 2. And I think that's probably what's in Garner's mind is, get out of the double play ball, get over to second base, get 2 runners in scoring position. That one goes off of Ward and gets away, but Reichstein and Garner will stay put. Sugi led off the 3rd inning with a single, stole a base. Was later retired, going over to 3rd. The 1-1, right past Cush, and the Majors have tied it. Looking to take the lead now, circling around 3rd and coming home is Garner, and the lead changes again here at Hastings. The Majors with a 4-3 lead. A hard hit baseball from Ken Sugi, a 2-run single right past the head of Cush. So the bottom of the order getting it done here for the London Majors. Again, when you look at the comparison between the top of the order, the middle, and the bottom of the order here for the Majors tonight, the top 3, Simmons, Fajardo, and DeOlio, a combined 0 for 9 with a pair of strikeouts. Zadunik, Reichstein, and Niles, 3 hits on 8 ABs. How about Garner, Sugi, and now here's Dre Amaral. He walked earlier in the game. Throw over to first, not in time. The bottom 3 here for the Majors. 4 for 7 on the nights. And all 3 RBI, or 3 of the RBIs on the board here for London, all coming from the bottom of the order. Upstairs. One ball, 1 strike. The runner's going to go. Chopper, a hit and run play, and it goes off the foot of Amaral, and they're going to get him out anyway. Oh, he ran right into it. The tag applied. Everybody having a bit of a chuckle there, as Amaral will get on the fielder's choice.
The center fielder, number 96, Toby Simmons.
So back to the top of the order we go with Toby Simmons. Simmons is 0 for 3. Good bounce up there from Ward to try to keep the runner true over at first. While you're in the chat here tonight, let us know where you are tuning in from this evening. Squaring up to bunt was Simmons, but he holds off. Simmons with a fly out, reached on a fielder's choice, came around to 3rd in the 3rd inning. The 1-1 upstairs, and yet again, Dre Amaral getting the attention of Ward. A couple of times in this AB, he's bounced up. 2 balls, 1 strike. Holds off, but it goes across anyway for a strike. Looking to pay it off. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. That'll do it for the inning. But the London Majors answer with 2 runs of their own. And they take a 4-3 lead into the home half of the 6th inning, as Jacob Cush runs his pitch count up to 91.
And the winning number is
But again, let's take a look at the standings here in the Intercounty Baseball League. Again, a couple of games have gone final, so these are the standings as of coming into today's action. Wins from Pare and Welland. So Welland finds themselves with a 20-6 record. They are now 4.5 games up on the Pare Baycats, who find themselves in a three-way tie for second place with the Majors and the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. All three of them at 15-10 on the season as of Pare's 10-inning win earlier today against the Brantford Red Sox. Kitchener, meantime, will drop to 9-18 on the year. They have lost 4 straight ball games, and they fall to 2.5 back of the Guelph Royals, who are solidified in that 7th spot. Though Guelph, as mentioned, just a game back of the Toronto Maple Leafs, 2 games back of the Hamilton Cardinals. So again, the Welland and Pare wins earlier today put them higher in the standings. Brantford and Kitchener drop. Some good news for the Guelph Royals, who have a little bit more padding to work with in 7th place in the Intercounty Baseball League. Again, Welland at 20-6, Pare, Chatham-Kent, and London all at 15-10 on the season. Tackle take for strike 1. Takamatsu 0 for 1 in this game. Struck out in the 2nd, hit a sac fly in the 4th, upstairs. Garrett looking to start this inning strong. The 1-1. Foul ball right into the fencing in behind home plate. Again, the Royals scoring 2 in the last inning. They have hits in each of their last 3 innings overall. After Victor Paiano shut down the first 6 batters he faced here tonight. And that's the common trend here is, again, you're into the 3rd time around the order, trying to figure out, what's the pitch sequencing? What is he giving you? Is he giving any tip-offs? Swing and a miss. And Garrett's just going to jog over to first, and he's just going to stop halfway through. Is very lackadaisical. Both players were on that one. Garrett both on the jog over to first, and Eduardo De Olio just really taking his time to throw it over to complete the out. Fans starting to get on Garrett for not legging that one out. But nonetheless, here comes Andy Leader.
Right fielder, number 11, Andy Leader.
Leader 0 for in this game. A strikeout and a ground out. First pitch he sees goes a long way. It's playable into center field, and Toby Simmons gets underneath it. That was a hard hit ball from Andy. But this might be exactly, similar to what we saw earlier with Jacob Cush. Had a couple of rough innings. Gets a 1-2-3 5th. This is exactly what Paiano needs here. Just get a 1-2-3. Just kind of get a reset. And he's an Ethan Hammond out away from doing just that. Scoop there from De Olio. Hammond a single and a strikeout. The 1-0 inside. Good job there from Hammond, keeping an eye on it. Been a very close, tense game between these two teams. A lot of high leverage pitching here for both of these sides. You know, not exactly to the level of pitcher's duel that we saw the last time Payano and Cush faced each other with that low-scoring 2-1 game. Obviously now 4-3 here in this one, but both of them keeping the run differential down as that one's chopped through the hole and a base hit with 2 away here for Ethan Hammond. 2 for 3 tonight is the designated hitter.
Your third baseman, number 9, Mark Nellis.
And 87 pitches in for Victor Payano. I see a little bit of movement out in right field for the majors. I don't really see any throwing out there as of yet. The runner's going to go, and getting into scoring position is Hammond. Had a really good jump on that one. And did somebody just get thrown out? Yes, indeed. Someone from the London Majors just got thrown out of this ball game. One of the bench coaches immediately ejected after that play. Didn't catch exactly who it was. It's not Roop. Roop's staying in there. And now Roop is getting ejected. Or wait, no, it was somebody else on the bench. 2 London Majors have been ejected from this ball game on the bench, and now he's getting an earful. And you can see it there, all 3 umpires getting into it. And Roop, you know, within earshot there. And he's giving it right to the umpire here. So 2 coaches for the London Majors have just been ejected from this ball game. And you can see it there. So we try to keep this camera steady here, right in the press box here. That's what we're using here, folks. And again, he's getting his words in. And now Roop also in there having a conversation. You don't want Roop out of there. That's going to be another all the coaches are gone. Most of the coaches are gone. And we will play on with a runner in scoring position, but how about that for a turn of events? 2 London Majors coaches have just been thrown out of this ball game. Looks like that's Casey Pullum and Brent Wales. A 1-0 count. Meantime, and fans calling for a balk, as that's Mark Nellis in the batter's box here. Payano deals the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Nellis, who is 2 for 2. Pair of singles. He came around to score in the 5th. Payano checking in on second base. Upstairs. And I'm seeing some signaling from the Majors pointing out to the bullpen. And I think there's going to be some action happening out there in just a couple of moments. Two balls, 1 strike. Payano taking his time. Into the dirt, and advancing over to third is Ethan Hammond on the pass ball. So a runner 90 feet away from tying this game. 3 balls, 1 strike here on Nellis. Watches that one go across for a strike. Full count. Again, if you're just joining us, 2 coaches for the majors have been thrown out of this ball game for arguing from the bench. The 3-2 laced high, playable for Ken Sugi. Gets underneath it, he'll make the catch, and that'll do it. So the Royals threaten, but they're unable to get a runner across. It remains a 4-3 ball game for the London Majors as we go to break. Stay with us, the 7th inning on the other side here on Royals TV. Welcome back to Royals TV here on a Saturday night under the lights at Hastings Stadium in Guelph. My name is Mark Pare. Glad you can join us. The London Majors with a 4-3 lead. They have scored 2 runs in their last inning as we've had a couple of lead changes in this ball game. It's the heart of the order due up here against Jacob Cush. It'll be Fajardo de Olio. Fajardo just gets barrel to bat and fouls that one away. Fajardo, de Olio, and Zadunik are due up here for the London Majors. Fouls that one back. Fajardo 0 for 3 on the game, a fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. As Cush's pitch count inches closer to 100. The 0-2 upstairs. Does it again down the line, and that's a foul ball. And by inches, mere inches down that line. And Fajardo will have to try again. He's been getting some good contact in this game, just not getting the benefit of the doubt when it comes to the hits. The 1-2. Popped high, in behind home plate. Is it playable? No, it'll go in behind. And we'll try again. As Ward kept an eye on it. So again, the Royals will be back in action on Tuesday night. The Welland Jackfish will be in town. All 20 wins coming along with them. The 1-2. Squibbed over and not caught. It gets into the outfield. A base hit for Fajardo, and he is on the board with a single. And that's just one of those swings where not necessarily looking for the power. His one hand leaving the bat as he's swinging through. And again, just trying to get barrel to bat and get just enough to get it out into the outfield. And I think we got a pinch runner coming in here. Yes, indeed. Oh, no, that's still Fajardo. That one missing outside. DeOlio has reached base once in this game. That came on an error charge to the second baseman. Throw over to first, not in time. Very close to picking off Fajardo. Kush up to 5 strikeouts on the game. Popped up toward the shortstop. Brando getting over. LaRue will make the catch. Good job there by the shortstop to keep that one in his sights throughout the entire time. And here's Tucker Zadunik. 1 for 3, a single, a fly out, and a strikeout. Very close ball game here tonight. Good action here at Hastings Stadium. Throw over to first, not in time. Really trying to keep Fajardo true. And again, for good reason. He has 11 over into second base, and he is safe. 12th stolen base of the season for Francisco Fajardo. Even fooled our music man. So Francisco Fajardo gets into scoring position here, and it's a 0-1 count here on Zadunik. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. The young ones with a strike 'em out chant. The delivery. Chopper down the line. Foul. And interesting to note, too, the Guelph Royals not really known for their strikeout ability. And on offense, they actually strike out the least in the Inter-County Baseball League. The pitching staff, 6th place when it comes to strikeouts this season as a staff, with 214 coming into tonight. In fact, London, they're in 8th as a pitching staff for strikeouts. And again, that says something when they have the arms that they do. No balls, 2 strikes. Here on Zadunik. That one missing outside. Because again, Piano coming in, as we mentioned before, 62 strikeouts, 3rd place in the IBL. You would think they would be higher than 8th when it comes to strikeouts on the season. The 1-2 missing downstairs, 2-2. But when you look at the rest of the pitching staff, it starts to make sense a whole lot more. Piano at 62. Jose Arias is 2nd on the team with 28 strikeouts. So a huge difference. The 2-2 fouled back violently against the backstop. In the meantime, when you look at the Royals, when their pitching staff comes up, Jacob Cush leading the team with 40 Ks coming into tonight. Nelson Mercado at 26, Brandon Deans at 23, same with Edgar Garcia. So it's spread out a little bit more, but not nearly to what we saw a couple of years ago when Claudio Custodio got 200 on his own. The 2-2 upstairs and in. Good patience at the plate by Tucker Zadunik. Keep it away from the heat. The 3-2 hammered high and deep. Does this have enough? All the way back against the warning track is Andy Leader, and there's 2 away. Runner will advance to third. That's a home run in more ballparks than one in the IBL, but you're playing at Hastings Stadium. Tucker Zadunik got all of that one, but unfortunately he gets it to one of the deepest parts of the ballpark near the 393 sign, and there's 2 away, and here comes Dino Ramel. There is a pitcher warming up for the Royals. See that pitch count? 108 for Jacob Cush. And this is a conversation again with someone on third base here with 2 away, and Byron Reichstein coming up. He has reached base twice in this game. Singled and scored in the 6th. Now all the attention drawn to Warren Reichstein, who is second on the team when it comes to being struck out. He has struck out 24 times this year. Sent high and deep, deep to center field. Williams tracking it all the way back in against the warning track. Right in front of the wall, makes the catch. As we head into stretch time here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph, it remains 4-3 Royals. And that pitch count again up to 109. Everybody getting up. Maybe you can get up for a beverage or two and get set for the final couple of innings of this one. A doozy here at Hastings Stadium. A 4-3 game. The Majors and the Royals battling it out here in the nightcap. We'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Royals TV. Welcome back to Royals TV, setting up for Jordan Gallo here for the Guelph Royals. The Royals trailing by 1 in what has been a dandy of a ball game. Gallo is 0 for 2. There is some action in the bullpen for the Royals. Again, that pitch count for Jacob Cush over the century mark. This day might be over. We'll see. No balls, 2 strikes here on Gallo. Victor Payano staying in the game here for the London Majors. The 0-2, played in play. Fajardo gets to it on the hop over to first in time. And Gallo's now 0 for 3. Good jump there from Francisco Fajardo. Some might say that's an all-star type of play from Francisco Fajardo. Again, get your votes in. The final chance to get your last chance voting in. One player from each team chosen. You can pick one from either side. Whoever gets the most votes on the south and the north will punch their ticket to the All-Star Game Sunday, July 20th in Hamilton. You can get your tickets, by the way, at hamiltoncardinals.com on the Hamilton website. Love to see that stadium packed. Bernie Arbor down in the hammer. Amaral fields it over to first in time. So Ashton Patterson is retired for the first time tonight. And again for the Guelph Royals, you saw him on the screen, J.D. Williams, the player of choice for the Royals organization to get into that second chance vote for the All-Star Showdown. And here he comes to the plate. Hit a single his last time up. Is 1 for 3 with an RBI. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Swung over top the baseball on that one. Payano gets set. The delivery down and away. Or rather down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike here on JD. Reach on a fielder's choice in the third. Holds off, and that'll go across for a strike. You can see JD trying to get some info, some intel from the home plate umpire, seeing how far onto the plate that was. Setting up inside, the 1-2, swing and a miss. He swung for the fences, but that is a strikeout, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Victor Payano. He is through 7, and the London Majors have a 4-3 lead as we head to the 8th here at Hastings Stadium. You're watching Royals TV.
Get ready, Hamilton. It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game. Grab your tickets now at hamiltoncardinals.com, because this summer, the stars shine brightest in Hamilton.
Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up.
Hard line drive up the middle. Whoa! Lindor out of nowhere. How did he do that?
That Lindor can play. I don't know about that hair. And don't get me started on those gloves.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's time for a revolution. The Ref 1X by Ronald.
Welcome back to Royals TV, getting set for the 8th inning, and a new pitcher will come into the ball game. It is Brandon Deans. His 9th appearance of the season. His last appearance came in that 7-3 loss in Pare just 6 days ago. Went 2 1/3 in that one. Gave up 1 run on 5 hits, struck out 4, faced 13 batters in that one. So he takes over for Jacob Cush, who goes the full 7 here tonight. And another defensive substitution to mention too. Garrett Takamatsu out, and in at first base now is Blake Simpson. Holds off does Josh Niles. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bit of a different look here between Cush and Deans. Hammered down the line, foul. Deans, the Mississauga native, 24 years of age. He's got that different release point too, just because of the height. 6'4", 230. The 1-2. Chopper over to first and in time. Got him. Good legging out there from Brando LaRue. Gets it to Simpson. And here comes Champ Garner. So again, the final line on Jacob Cush looks like this. 7 innings of work, faced 32 batters. Gave up 4 runs, 3 of them earned on 8 hits. Struck out 5, walked 1. He hit Byron Reichstein with a pitch as well for another free pass, but all in all, not a bad inning, a bad piece of work there from the former pitcher of the year. Delivery over to first in time. Champ Garner is retired on the 4-3. His first time retired on the Knights.
The right fielder, number 52, Ken Sugi.
As you're seeing it here, a common theme. Dean's really working to force those ground balls. And the infield's been working for him. Howen hitting the outside edge for a strike. Sugi 2 for 3. Pair of singles on his ledger. That one's fouled back. Cush's final pitch count, 109 pitches, 74. Ended up going for strikes. It's about 68%, so that's where you like to have it. You like to have it a little bit higher than that, but around 70% is not too bad. No balls, 2 strikes here on Sugi. Popped up. Possibly playable. It's shading towards the out-of-bounds area, and it's going to drop into the beer garden area and out of play. Again, Sugi with those 2 singles ended up both times retired on the base path. Last time was that odd play heading out to second base where it looked like the liner actually hit him as he was running towards second. The 0-2, another one fouled back. The other time was trying to get into third and ended up tagged out. The 0-2, lined high into the outfield, and nobody's going to get to it. It's going to drop in between the 3 and a base acquired there for Sugi, but that's thrown away. Sugi advances to second, and it goes out of play. And they will award third base to Ken Sugi. A mishap here for the Guelph Royals, as Ward went diving for the ball as it went past. And it's on this side of the Majors dugout. And he just could not keep it on the other side of the line as it went out of bounds. So Sugi,
The second baseman, number 40.
let's recap that one, folks. A high fly ball. J.D. Williams playing deep into center field, charges towards the baseball. Leader and Gallo also going after it. But the ball drops in between the three of them. They try to throw over to first to try to catch Sugi flat-footed. It gets by him. He gets to second. And then with the ball leaving the ballpark, going out of bounds just on the near side here, Sugi is awarded third base. And it'll be an error charged. No specific culprit noted as of yet, but Sugi does get credit with his third single of the game. And he's 90 feet away from providing some insurance here for the London Majors in what has been otherwise a very tight game. This is Dre Amaral. Swing and a miss. It's all about playing the percentages, folks. And again, that baseball just getting into that, again, I refer to it as that Bermuda Triangle where three defenders are going toward it. The 0-2. Set high. Charging toward it. It is going to be caught on the run. I believe that was Jordan Gallo. But the Royals get out of the jam without taking more damage on the scoreboard as we head to the bottom of the 8th here at Hastings Stadium. It looked like that was Gallo that got to it. But nonetheless, Brandon Deans gives up the single, but nothing else. A runner is stranded. And a new pitcher will come into the ball game here for the London Majors, taking over for Victor Payano. Is going to be number 24, Ryan Battelle.
Now pitching for the Majors, number 24, Ryan Battelle.
Who, interestingly enough, on the official rosters here, Ryan is not even a part of it. Interestingly enough, but he is part of the team. He's on the scorecard for tonight. And he has been a regular member of this Majors roster into his 10th appearance of the season. Last appearance came against Kitchener. Just yesterday, he went an inning and ended up actually getting the win. Faced all three batters, faced the minimum, struck out one.
Let's get those rally caps on there, Guelph fans.
And he will face the heart of the order here for the Guelph Royals. Battelle is 24 years of age, so he wouldn't be marked off as a junior. But again, just interesting to note the official IBL roster pages that are given to the broadcasters. Ryan's not even listed on it for the London Majors. Unless my eyes are deceiving me. But yet again, that one's going to miss inside. 2-0. So I know you guys in the chat, yes, he's been part of the team all season. Yes, he's on the team. I'm just saying this is the information that I was given. Not saying he is, not saying he isn't. I'm just stating a fact. That's all I'm doing. Clearly, he's part of the team. Three balls, no strikes here on LaRue. Squares up to bunt and holds back, and he'll take the walk. So a leadoff base on balls here for the Royals. And the tying run is aboard. As we start to count outs here on a Saturday night.
Catcher, number 10, Matthew Ward.
And this will bring up Matthew Ward. Ward looking for his first hit of the night. He is 0 for 3, a pair of strikeouts and a flyout. That one goes across for a strike. And Ward, that average dipping down a little bit here with this 0 for effort here tonight. Patel sets. That one misses on the outside edge. And again, Ward just having a share of struggles here. As we talked about before, no hits since that last London game on July 4th. Just hasn't had the luck. The strikeouts have been reduced a little bit as well. Just 3 strikeouts in the last 3 games. Has 2 of them here tonight. And these are just the lulls that you face as this season progresses. It's always going to be ups and downs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And we'll look to get reset here yet again. Right towards the pitcher. Throw over to second. They'll get one, but they're not going to get the other. It's thrown away and out of bounds. And awarded second base is Matthew Ward. They tried to turn 2, but it goes clear by Tucker Zadunik. So there's one away, and that'll bring up Garrett Takamatsu. Actually, no, it is going to be Blake Simpson. Again, Blake Simpson, as we know, took over on defense in the last inning, and now the umpires are having a conversation here. You can see it there on the field. Group keeping a close eye there yet again. There you see the 3 umpires, Don, Jared, and Ryan. And again, the play on the field is the runner forced out at second base, trying to turn 2. And now an out is going to be called. They're just trying to settle. Feels like what was actually called on the play is, no, they're calling him out. As Ward is going to come back. And now the umpires gathering again here with Roop Chanderdat. Looks like it's actually going to stay the same, as Ward was just handing over his equipment to Dino. So again, the runner will stay at second. How topsy-turvy this game has been. As again, on the play, LaRue was forced out at second base on the grounder. Ward, on the fielder's choice, reaches first, but then with the ball going out of play, is awarded second base. So Bytel, with a runner in scoring position to keep in mind, with Blake Simpson coming up for his first hacks of the ball game. Simpson hitting 200 on the season, into his 14th game of the year. And he'll foul that one right off the grandstands. Had a .531 average through 8 games last year. But interesting to note, with the way his season has gone on here, that 200 has gone up. It has gone up quite a bit in the last little while. As that'll go in for a strike. Has hits in each of the last 6 games he has participated in, dating back to June 27th against the Maple Leafs. Bytel gets set, the delivery, into the dirt, and that's going to advance Ward over to third. Tying run now 90 feet away here for the Royals. A tense moment here, just the one away here in the 8th. Simpson, the lefty, the infield playing in, trying to cut off that runner at home. The 2-2, swing and a miss. And it looks like he got a piece of it, and just barely staying alive is Simpson. It was a foul tip, but DeOlio just couldn't get a glove on it. So by the skin of his teeth, Blake Simpson stays alive. Bytel gets the sign. Infield still playing in. Setting up a little bit more towards the middle here. The 2-2. Missing outside, 3-2. What can Simpson do here? The 3-2 delivered. Check swing, that one goes out of play. And we will try again. Fans getting loud here at Hastings. The 3-2 swing, and he caught a piece of it yet again. This has been a lengthy at-bat for Blake. Pitch number 9 incoming from Ryan Bytel. The delivery, chopper high. Vitale fields it over to home, and he's safe. Tie game. Matthew Ward comes in. Vitale just tried to flip it to home, but Ward slides under the tag applied from DeOlio, and we are tied at 4 here in the 8th inning. And this will bring up Andy Leader. What an at-bat from Blake Simpson. 9 pitches and just a slow chopper right in front of home plate. And now the go-ahead run finds his way on base with Andy Leader coming on. That one on the outside edge for strike 1. So they're going to award Simpson a single. Leader 0 for 3. The 0-1. Chopper in on the hands, and that'll go foul. Leader wanted to swing at that one, but by the time he realized where that baseball was going, he was already mid-swing and just wasted the pitch. Simpson takes his lead over at first. Vitale gets set. The 0-2 coming. Throw over to first, and out! He got him! The first base umpire, Ryan Jackson, punches out Blake Simpson. And there's 2 away. And the fans in disbelief here at Hastings. The fans really getting in on the umpires, and Dina Ramel, a quick conversation with the home plate umpire. So I'm getting another look at it here in the booth. Yeah, I don't know about that one, folks. Chopper over to Niles, over to first, and in time to record the out on Leader. By my review here in the booth, it looked like he got in time, and the tag was applied after. Yeah, that looks like he's safe. I think that's a missed call. But nonetheless, the Royals have tied it up. And we're heading to the 9th here at Hastings Stadium. A 4-4 scoreline here on Royals TV.
Get ready, Hamilton. It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Pare Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game. Grab your tickets now at HamiltonCardinals.com. Because this summer, the stars shine brightest in Hamilton.
Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up.
Hard line drive up the middle. Whoa! Lindor out of nowhere. How did he do that?
That Lindor can play. I don't know about that hair. And don't get me started on those gloves.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's time for a revolution. The Ref 1X by Rongs.
All right, to the 9th we go here at Hastings Stadium. A 4-4 tie between the Guelph Royals and the visiting London Majors. Mark Pare here in the broadcast booth with you. Glad to have you with us here on a Saturday night. And Brandon Deans remains in the ball game, and he's going to face the top of the order here for the London Majors here in the 9th. Toby Simmons watches that one miss by a mile, high and outside for ball number 2. If you're just joining us, we have had a whole lot of interesting moments in this game, if I do say so myself. London down to just Roop Chanderdat as the coaching staff on the bench tonight. Both Casey Pullum and Brent Wales ejected from the ball game earlier on tonight. The 2-1 sent high, and that'll go out of play. And first it was one, and then a couple of moments later, the other. We had a play over at first where Blake Simpson was tagged out on maybe a 50-50 play, if anything, on the pickoff attempt. Fans are getting their money's worth, though, whether you're tuning in virtually. And that one's going to miss for ball 4. Simmons will take the base, and the fans letting the umpires hear it here yet again. So Simmons gets on base for the second time tonight. And that'll bring up Francisco Fajardo. His last at-bat turned into a single. Later stole a base in the 7th inning. Squaring up to bunt. Holds back, throw over to first, and he's safe. Toby Simmons was one step too far off of first, and he came back in a hurry. Squares up to bunt again. That one missing. Over to first, and he's safe yet again. Ward trying that backdoor play to try to pick off the runner Simmons twice now, but Simmons able to scamper back in time. If I'm Simmons, I'm keeping that in mind and probably shortening my lead a little bit. Nellis is in on the grass, getting ready for this bunt, and now set up, now the bunt. No. Goes across, and that's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike here on Fajardo. Very passionate fan base here at Hastings tonight, as Fajardo sets up yet again. Missing. Throw into second base, and he is safe. Simmons got in there in time. He was on line, but Simmons beats it out. And the go-ahead run is in scoring position here for the Majors. Two balls, 2 strikes here on Fajardo. Deans will get the sign. And it's very clear, and time is going to be called here. It's very clearly Fajardo wants to bunt in this situation. And it's the right play. You want to advance. There's nobody out. You're in the 9th. It's a tie ball game. At the very least, you're not worried about swinging for the fences here if you're Fajardo. You want to get that runner over to third at this point. Get him 90 feet away. If it's 2 out, maybe it's a different story, but Fajardo changing up between bunt setup to just traditional setup. Swings for the fences there, and that'll be fouled back. Be curious to see if they just give the green light to Simmons to try to steal third here. Deans gets an extra look over. The delivery, chopper, stays in play. Nellis over to first, and no, they're not going to make the play, and they're going to catch Simmons in a rundown, and he's out. Runner over to second base, but Toby Simmons is tagged out at the plate. Heads up play by the Guelph Royals defense. as it looked like the hesitation from Nellis to throw over to first was enough to convince Simmons that he could try for home. He held onto the baseball and just barely getting the tag out at home. Nellis was trying to chase after him, and by a hair, the ball flipped to Ward, applies the tag, and there's a runner in scoring position with one away. This has been a wild game, folks. And Eduardo de Olio is going to get intentionally walked, so there's runners on first and second here now for Tucker Zadunik. Deans gets set up. Zadunik 1 for 4. Missing way outside. 1-0. Simpson playing to the edge of the grass here. That'll go in for a strike. Zadunik, his last 2 times up to the dish, a pair of flyouts. He's only hit a single back in the second. Extends a monstrous start here in the Intercounty Baseball League. As he faces a 2-1 count here. As we talked about before, with Zadunik coming into the lineup, his 17th appearance of the season. Hits in 14 of those games, including tonight's. And a hit streak now up to 8 games for him. The 2-1, the runners are going to go, and that one's fouled away, and Fajardo is going to have to go back. His only other appearance was a swinging strikeout. That coming back in the third. Hammered high, deep to left field. It's got some distance. It's going to go, and it's going to get to the wall. 1 run comes in to score. De Olio circling around third. Throw to the plate, not in time, and the Royals are down by 2 yet again. The Majors put 2 on the board. It's 6-4. A hard hit baseball, and Tucker Zadunik has done it again.
Designated hitter number 22, Byron Reichstein.
And again, I should say that is the first multi-run lead of this game. It has been it has been close this entire time. London, actually they were up 2-0. Guelph would take. That one's hit into right center. Circling around third, Zadunik gets the wave. He'll get into home easily, and it's 7-4. A big inning here for the London Majors as they open up a 3-run lead. Rambo getting on the board with an RBI on that one. And it looks like there's going to be a pinch runner coming in. Yes, indeed. Jagan Chanderdat will come in to run for Byron Reichstein. And here comes Josh Niles, who's 1 for 4. Chanderdat takes the lead. That one goes across for a strike. The big inning that they needed. The Guelph Royals have themselves a hole to dig out of in the bottom of the 9th. The London Majors trying to dig that hole a bit deeper here, with still just the 1 out. Niles hit a single back in the 4th. Swing and a miss. Throw over to first, and getting in time is Chanderdat. Good hops there from Simpson, keeping that one away from the outfield, or else Jagan's going over to second base. So once again, glad you can join us here on Royals TV. Next broadcast will be on Tuesday at 7:30. The Welland Jackfish will be in town. London will be in Toronto tomorrow. The runner's going to go, throw into second base, and not in time, and losing the baseball there in the process was Jordan Gallo. So a stolen bag for Jagan Chanderdat. And another runner coming into scoring position here for the London Majors. Chanderdat, his first stolen base of the season. He's thinking about going to third. He was about halfway there. But it'll be fouled back and fouled away. Fans here in the grandstands, at least, starting to thin out a little bit, but down the sidelines, still pretty packed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Couple of looks over at second. Trying to drag that one into the strike zone was Ward, but didn't get the call. Just a bit too high for the liking of Jared Merkley. Holds off on the swing and misses inside. 3 balls, 1 strike on the former Cardinal. In on the hands, fielded there by Nellis, over to first in time. They'll get the out. And that'll do it. To the bottom of the 9th we go here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph. 3 runs for the London Majors have broken the tie, and Skylar Janice is going to come in for the London Majors. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this here on Royals TV. Welcome back to Royals TV To the bottom of the ninth we go, and Skylar Janice looking for his 7th save of the season. He leads the league in saves. Comes on for his 16th appearance of the year. A 3.15 ERA. Has registered saves in 3 of his last 4 outings. In fact, has gotten either a save or a win in 6 of his last 7. The 0-1, fouled back. That's Ethan Hammond, who is 2 for 3. Last appearance for Skylar came last night, got the save. Going the inning against the Kitchener Panthers, faced 4 batters, gave up a hit. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and he goes down 1 away. A good strikeout to walk ratio as well. 22 strikeouts to 8. We'll make it 23 now with a swinging strikeout here on Hammond. Here comes Mark Nellis with 1 away. Nellis also 2 for 3. Right over to Amaral. He can't handle it. And Nellis will get on board. So here comes Jordan Gallo, who is 0 for 3. Gallo, big swing from that one, but just missing. And again, just that big 9th inning for the Majors, giving a little bit of breathing room here for them. Turned a very high leverage situation and maybe a little bit lower, although 3 runs not insurmountable. Missing on the outside. The opposition batting .228 against Skylar this season. .395 slugging from the opposition this season. The 1-2. That one right over to Niles, over to second, over to first, and in time he got it. And he pulls out the Fernando Rodney arrow to wrap it all up as Skylar Janice gets save number 7 on the season, and the London Majors come out of Hastings Stadium with a 7-4 victory here on a Saturday night. Skylar Janice faces the minimum, and the London Majors have now won 2 straight ball games and find themselves alone in 2nd place in the IBL, 4 games back of the Welland Jackfish. And when you look back at this game, again, very close. A 2-0 lead for the London Majors. Ended up getting erased. And Guelph would actually take the lead. Made it 3-2. London would take a 4-3 lead. Guelph would tie it yet again. It's been a game of reaction after reaction. That's exactly what we saw here. And a little bit of controversy as well with a couple of coaches for London getting thrown out of the ball game. Maybe some questionable plays on the field as well. But overall, it just turned into actually a pretty entertaining ball game here, as the London Majors score 3 in the 9th And that is what ends up making the difference in this one. Again, those 3 runs, they come in, and immediately Skylar Janice able to come in and get the save, as he has done a number of times this season. A league-leading 7 saves on the year. And the Guelph Royals, again, searching for some answers, as they have now lost 3 straight ball games, falling to 11 and 16 on the year. The good news for them is, well, for 2 reasons. One, the 2 teams in behind them didn't move up the standings at all. Bad news is they weren't able to move up at all either, as they fall to 9.5 back of first place and a game and a half behind the Toronto Maple Leafs, who will provide the opposition for the London Majors tomorrow at Christie Pitts. For the Guelph Royals, back in action on Tuesday, as they will be home to the Welland Jackfish. That will be live here on Royals TV at 7:30 first pitch. My name is Mark Pare. We will see you then. Until then, thank you all for joining us, and we say good night from David E. Hastings Stadium here in Guelph.